Hi Booktube, it's Stephanie. Today we are going to determine my fate when it comes to my Labyrinth TBR game for November. So let's do this. So let's just go through the prompts. I did cop out on one of them because I technically hadn't used this book for anything, and I had been reading in it like a page or to a chapter break. Because holy crap, this book here intimidates me. Jurassic Park. This also contains The Lost World. I'm reading this really slow, but yes. Then I finished, for mystery, I finished Evil Under the Sun. Yes, Evil Under the Sun by Agatha Christie. Then I body read Year 1 by Nora Roberts with my body read friend, and this is for paranormal and a book I was really excited for but then never got around to. Then for in Swedish and middle grade I read Från apa till sapiens, mänsklighetens historia, which is like middle grade non-fiction. Then for manga and not inspired by Western culture, we have That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Trinity and Tempest Volume 3. For recent purchase and non-fiction, we have How Contagion Works by Paolo Giordano. And lastly, we have Pile of Shame, which is a book that I put on a TBR but then never got around to. I finished it. I actually finished Dragonborn. Bound, not Born. That's in Skyrim. And no, I don't play Skyrim. So, I succeeded in my October reading. Yay! And by reading this, I actually only need to pick up Daughter of Smoke and Bone to finish off with 2011. Because I technically have DNF'd Miss Peregrine's and Leviathan Wakes. Even if I want to give them both a second chance for the Goodreads Choice Award Challenge, I technically have DNF'd them. So, let's go over my plans for the month of November. Now, in November there are quite a lot of readathons. Quite a lot of them. And I want to try to participate in 3 because I think one of them is a month long. Like all 3 of them should be a month long. I mean, if one of them is not, then maybe I will need to skip that. The 3 readathons are Believathon, hosted by Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin. Then we have Nonfiction November, hosted by A Book Olive. I needed to think what the channel name was. And then I need to look up the last one because the screen shut down. And the last one, Desertathon, hosted by Bookish Buddies. I think, at least that's the owner of the document I have here. I will link all the announcement videos down below. As I sneeze apparently. But yeah, when it comes to Believathon, now Believathon is a middle grade readathon, and I don't read a lot of middle grades. So basically, like, you have to read one book. So that's what I will do. Now I will randomize 3 different of those prompts once we go down to my board, and I will pick one of those prompts to fulfill. So yeah, that's the plan. So I think you can see that. You should. But I will start by randomize the 3 prompts for Believathon. So let's just go. The first one. Number 15. Let's look it up. Okay. I might need to go with this one. This is a Gavin recommendation. What a ball that we are having. Who's behind it all? How to Train You Gavin. So a book recommended by Gavin. So that was a fun one. Let's see what the next one is. Number 19. Let's look it up. Well, I'm not surprised. Read a long book. On and on this story goes. Read it quick or decomposed. Okay, this is read a book that's considered long, so something I guess. However, I just realized I read a lot of fantasy, so for me a long book is over 500 pages, so it would technically not help. Okay, next prompt, and the last one for Believathon. Number 17. And poor number 17. Read outside your favorite genre. Step away from what you know. It's not so bad when you change status quo. Yeah, probably will not pick that one. So yeah, I think I know which one I will pick, but we'll see what happens in the rest of the games. So the next readathon is the Desertathon, and for this one you can, well, she apparently says in her video 6-sided die. I say apparently because I don't really remember, but she then have a comment, you can pick your die, which is great because it's 62 spaces. I will put a picture up on the board. Yeah, no. So I will roll my d20 and we will basically see where I get to and what prompts I get. And the goal is to get to 62, which is the end of the board. Yeah, we'll see what happens and what I will actually do for that, because the final prompt is to read a book with desert vibes. I have no idea really what I will do for that, but we'll see when I get there. So let's start with number 1. One. I mean, sure. Sure. Why not? Why not 1? I mean, just to make things easy for me. Okay. A book that contains an adventure. Okay, come on. Like, I don't want 5,000 prompts. Nope, don't count. I think it was 15 though. 6. I mean, I need to get somewhere. Okay. Number 7, read a backlist book. I mean, that one, like, have you seen my shelves? Like, that's no problem. 16. Oh, okay. 23 is go forward to space 27. And number 27 is read a book with an animal on the cover. Okay, thanks. And that can apparently be any type of animal on the cover. So yeah, great. Next one. Let's just roll. 12. Yes, 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 yes. 39, wild card. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's continue on. Let's continue. 15. Okay, read a book that's Arabian inspired. Okay, that was space 54. I don't remember if I said that, but could be my last one, which means that I have desert vibed book. 20. Yes, I'm gold. Thank you. So 6 prompts. So 6 books, and one of them is a wild card. Not too mad about it. Not too mad about it. And I can definitely combine both the Believathon and the Desert one without any issues. Great. Not non-fiction, but that's a different kind of story. So, and I swear it was straight before. It's not straight for me, but I think this is slightly more straight for you. So let's go for it. Let's just mix my cards up. And let's see, how many of you want to bet that I get 500 pages? What? No takers? How could I guess? The funny thing is that both the body read books, I should have mentioned that in the beginning, both of the body read books I have planned for November. None of them are technically over 500 pages. I would probably count them, but they technically aren't 500 pages. So yeah, let's go on. So this is the wide side. So roll the D8, which is a yarn die, roll the D12, and a mystery. That's actually good. That's really good because I have a book that I need to get from the library. That's a mystery. Okay, deep breaths. And to be honest, if I get big book, I will try to just not get it, but we'll see. Okay, this is way too funny for me, but okay. Big book. A sci-fi. A paranormal book. Book from a subscription box. Not heard about on BookTube. A middle grade. Pile of shame. Recent purchase. And a classic. So yeah, and the extra cards, prompts if I need them, are over here. So, as for the rules of the game, which I should have started with, it doesn't matter. I'm green, my favorite color. My opponent is yellow. And the goal for us is to collect our cards. These are mine cards that I need to collect to be able to get home. And this is yellow cards. Yes. And all of these are connected to prompts. And once I've collected my 3 prompts, my goal is to get home as fast as possible, because obviously I want as few prompts as possible. So yes. Should I just have that like permanently? Like, okay, whatever. Okay, so what do I need? Let's just get started. Okay, which 3 ones do I need? I need that one, and that one. Okay, I can get to one of them immediately. So, whoops. Actually, the thing is, I can do that all over. Yes. Honestly, it doesn't really matter if you can see that or not. So, if I put you down, because my goal is not to make things easy on myself, if I do that, I can get classic and recent purchase. Can't say I'm that happy about classic, but okay. So I'm not allowed to push down, so I need to get to mystery or that one. Oh, I can do this and do that, mystery, and now I just need that one. Okay. I have to do it, don't I? I don't want to. Fine. I don't. Why? Why? I swear, if I 1 month are finished 100% with all the books, like I have no books that I'm in the middle of for this game, I'll just have a reward of not adding that card in. I just will do. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Like, period. I'm not even going to be mad about it. Okay. And now, whoop. Let's just get, and I need an extra prompt because I'm passing that one. Which one is it? Another die roll. Roll the D4. And that one. Now I just need to go home. Great. Actually, I'm considering doing myself a favor, because I do need middle grade. Because what else can I get? Because if I push this way, I will end up here, which means I can get middle grade. I can't get anything else if I do that. Or I can move and get paranormal. Honestly, it wouldn't matter which one. Okay, I have been in a paranormal mood, so I'm just going to do myself a solid and go. Oh, well, I'm not supposed to make things easy for myself, but I didn't plan this. I'm just trying to see. No, I have collected all of them. Like, I always get this many prompts. Why? Okay, I need to get to there. Great. And this one. Let's see. If I do that, it won't matter. Okay, I'm going to be sneaky because I just am. So I'm going to do this, and move that one. I don't know if that's clever or not. It probably, no, it's not clever. Like, here's the thing, both of the cards are over here. So, like, should I be mean to myself and push down because I have been nice? Because I can do that way. Yeah, I need to be unnice to myself. And I put it that way randomly. Great. This one. Okay, I can go all the way here. So I'm going to do that. I'm basically going to, yeah, I'm basically just yeah. And now you do like that, and I will get another pile of shame, which honestly is a good thing. And then, well, honestly, doesn't matter because I need to go that way, so I just will do something like that and go home. So I skipped one prompt, but I needed an extra prompt because I went to the blue. Blah. Okay, let's go through the prompts. So for the prompts for November, we had Pile of Shame, so a book that I put on a TBR, but then never got around to. Wow, I wonder which book I can put there. Stjärna, maybe. Middle grade, a paranormal book, roll the D12, roll the D4, a sci-fi book, a book not heard about on BookTube. I think that's the gist of that one. A big book, because of course, a mystery, recent purchase, a classic, why, and roll the D8. So let's go to roll some die. So 3 die roll. It was a while since we had this many die roll in one round, but yeah, let's go with the D4. D4 is a genre. Oh wait, we actually got all 3 genre die roll this time. Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, the genre die basically is exactly what it sounds like. They have genres associated to them, and yeah, they get more and more specific the more prompts they are. So let's just pick up my sheet. So for the D4 we have number 3, which is a non-fiction, very suitable. Then we have the D8, 1, which is SFF, which means that it has to be a mixture between science fiction and fantasy. And then the D12. 10. Okay, what did I put at 10? A superhero book. Okay, Well, that puts a spanner in the works. I'm not really in a I'm in a paranormal mood, not superhero mood. Okay. Okay. Okay, that really threw me off off the loop. Okay, let's do this. Hi BookTube, it's the next day. So basically I'm doing something that I should have done from the get-go, you know, taking a break. Because the resulting footage of me continuing on that was a mess. And I got the synopsis of books wrong and everything just kept on snowballing. So with a slightly more level head, yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, so let's just get started on with telling you about the books that I will read and for what card I will read it for. That was way harder than I thought. So the first book that I will talk about here is the one that I have picked for Big Book and SFF. And at least I think it's a mixture of it, and that's Jade City by Fonda Lee, which takes place in a world where there are certain bloodlines who can use Jade, like eat it and get powers. And this particular story is centered in one town in which we have two families who are fighting for control. However, drugs come onto the market in which makes anyone be able to use Jade, and things happens from there. I think this is a mixture between science fiction and fantasy, so that's why I'm putting this one on this one on this TBR. Yeah, we'll see. But I am excited to be able to at least put one of the two books that I'm bother reading on this list. Then for recent purchase and not heard about on BookTube, and that part of not hearing about it on BookTube, it's because I'm the one that keeps on nagging people about it, and that is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Volume 17, that's created by Fuse, and manga by Taiki Kawakami. And yes, I'm as surprised as you are that I haven't read this already. But yeah, here it is, and I'm really looking forward to it. This follows a person who died in our world and gets transported to another world, and he gets turned into a slime. However, he then accidentally befriends a dragon and creates a nation of monsters. And as the story has gone on, it has become more and more political, and Memory is learning, basically. I'm really looking forward to this volume. Then I decided to just put this on here because I need to get it off my TBR shelf. I need to. But I'm not interested in continuing on with the series. And so that we fulfill Superhero and Pile of Shame. If you have watched this, you might recognize this one. My Hero Academia Volume 6. And the main reason why I'm not interested in continuing is because I'm really enjoying reading fan fiction from this world, and I basically have been spoiled for everything. I don't know the details of anything, but I know like anything that's intriguing or interesting, I have been told. So I'm not like, oh, I need to continue, but I do own this volume. So I want to... I have a bookmark in here. This is the second book that I have found that I have bookmark in that I have not started. Which... okay, but yeah, My Hero Academia, which takes place several hundred years from now, and we are following students at the hero school, roughly speaking. Then for paranormal, another book that I'm surprised that I hadn't bought before, and that is A Master of Jinn by P. Jelly Clark. I'm so looking forward to this. And this is a continuation, so to speak, of some short stories and a novella. And in this one we are following Fatma, and then her last name that I will not pronounce because I will not butcher it. but we are following her, who works at the Ministry of Alchemy, Enchantments and Supernatural Entities, because she needs to solve a series of murders. And in this world, someone opened the gateway to another world, and all these supernatural things with magic and things could get to our world. Yes, I have absolutely adored everything that I've read that P. Djeli Clark has written, and I'm really looking forward to this novel by him. The next one we have here is for middle grade, and for that I am going to read Where the Mountain Meets the Moon by Grace Lynn, in which we are following a girl who, after listening to her father's story about the old man in the moon, wants to meet him so that she can get the answer to the question of how to bring fortune to her family. Yeah, a cute adventure story that I got really hyped up with when Gavin talked about it. The next one might get replaced with literally anything because it will depend on what I feel like, and yeah, and that is The Extraordinaries by T.A. Clune, that will fulfill science fiction. Yeah, honestly, since I picked this one, this is also a superhero book, so I can just switch those prompts around. It will depend. But in this one we are following Nicky and his best friend, who I don't remember the name of right on top of my head. But in this world there are heroes and villains, and we are following Nicky, who wants to become a hero, except he doesn't have any powers. That's like the bare bones, and I don't want to remind myself what this book is about, but I was really interested in it, and it's one of those books that I got when I was really hyped up on superheroes, but I'm not in a superhero mood. So it's like, but yeah, I am looking forward to this nonetheless. But we'll see if I get to this one or just switch it out later on, maybe. Then we have, for the two cards here, we have Classic and Mystery, and for that I will read Poirot's Jul by Agatha Christie, which is an Agatha Christie novel, so it's both a classic and a mystery, and I don't really know what it's about, except it's set during Christmas. So there's that. And I had one more card, and it's over here. And for the last card, non-fiction, I have Toxic Forts, Brain-Eating Amoebas, Mosquito Assassins and More, 297 Terrifying Ways Nature is Trying to Murder You. And it's just what it sounds like. So those are the books that I fit for my own game. So let's continue on with the other things. So let's start with the most obvious one, according to me, and that's Believe-A-Thon. For that we have book recommended by Gavin, Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. Obviously, he really loves that book, and Frostheart has taken its place, definitely, but he still really enjoys this book and recommends it. Then we have, for non-fiction November, each year the prompts for non-fiction Novembers are a series of single words, and you're allowed to interpret those words in any shape way you can. And for this year it was collection, industry, style and treatment. And there it is. Toxic Farts is a collection of things that can kill me. And it's also in a style that I really enjoy, because it's a list book and I love list books. And in this we have things that has to do with treatment and industry, because we, for instance, have cigarettes, which the industry tried to tell people were still healthy, even though there were clear signs that that was not the case. And we also have treatment, because we invented treatments for diseases in which nature tried to murder us, but they are failing us, also known as antibiotic resistance. So that's how I squeeze that one on this one. If I manage to fit in more non-fiction, I will go for it, but this is way better than what I planned before, so I'm happy. So then we have Desert-A-Thon, and if we go from the top, we have book that contains an adventure, I have several books for that that I have not picked for something else, but I'm going to put That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Volume 17, because I'm reasonably sure that that contains an adventure. The next one is a backlist book. So many of these are backlisted, but let's put Jade City for now on there. Then I moved from 23 to 27, so then we have Animal on cover, and for that I'm going to pick Where the Mountain Meets the Moon by Grace Lynn, because we have a dragon, and even though, I mean, it's an animal, period. Then we have a wild card in which I can just place whatever I want, so it honestly doesn't matter. Really, does it? Then we have Arabian Inspired and Desert Vibe. This one might change, it will depend, because obviously one that would be able to fit both categories is A Master of Jinn, which takes place in Egypt, so it could go both for Desert Vibe and Arabian Inspired. However, I will also need to pick up one more Agatha Christie, and it will depend on which one is there when I go there on Tuesday to collect my books I or put on hold. There we go, right terminology. So it will depend on if I get, for instance, Death on the Nile, or if I get Murder on the Orient Express. It will depend on which one of those I get, but both of them would basically fit for this. So the only book I didn't manage to fit in is Kings of the Wild. And yes, I could go book that contains an adventure, it's a backlist book, etc, etc, but I'm trying to keep everything as close to as possible, and there's a high chance that this book will end up on some kind of list later on. So let's just put all these books in a pile, shall we? So these are the books that I need to read in November, and adding on Kings of the Wild, not too shabby, and I mean, I can just replace prompts however I want, because I always do that. For instance, the animal on cover, technically mosquitoes are animals, and since it's in text, it's on the cover, so I could just go whatever. But yeah, we will see this, and obviously the extraordinaires might be switched out. I'm slightly scared, but this pile is not as messy as the first one was. So there's that. And obviously there will be 2 more books here, 2 Agatha Christie, one in which that's part of my TBR for my game, and then another extra that I put on for the Desertathon. So we will see what happens. I have other books that I would like to get to, so we'll see what happens. And as I said, I'm in a paranormal mood, so this is a mess. But what are you reading in November? Please tell me down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!